with that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jimnasium with XFL Jim and Chase.
Ooh.
What's up, dude?
What's up, buddy?
I haven't stopped smiling since Saturday. That's what's up.
That was just one. It was a epic win for us, and two, it was an epic win for the XFL.
It was just wins. It was dubs all around. Everyone felt good, except unless you're like a DC Defender fan.
That's true. You kind of feel probably shitty a little bit.
Then you probably feel a little shitty, but I felt good. We felt vindicated for our nice little future. 14-1. 14-1, Chase.
What did they open at? What was the futures for Arlington?
They were, if I remember right, I mean, let me look it up real quick. So if I can see XFL 2023 futures tracker. Let's see. There's usually
because they had to be like first or second pick, I think.
I believe they were top 3 for sure. So they opened up. Here we go. Thank you, Sports Betting Time, for actually tracking a little bit of this. Renegades opened up at plus 465.
So we got more than 3 times that.
DC opened up at 7-1 and only went down.
Yeah.
We got the Renegades at literally even higher than what Sports Tracking Dime, even with their highest says 1280. Don't think so.
Nope. We got it larger.
So
we got it on the right time, man.
The opening up, the Arlington Renegades plus 465 were the third best odds. So it was them, the Sea Dragons, and the Battlehawks.
Boom.
Boom.
That's all I can say. Boom.
Boom.
I mean, I had the conflict of I like the sweat whenever we have, something to sweat out, and that was as close to a no sweat as you can possibly get.
Pretty no sweat. As far as no sweats go, I feel like that one was actually at least kind of exciting.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I think to the credit of the XFL, and I think this is something that it's a criticism of the USFL that I have still, and the XFL kind of highlighted it, which is I feel like the XFL, like everyone is eager to take advantage of the new and unique rules.
Oh, yes. We saw that a lot this year.
And so it led to some very close games. It led to some very exciting games. And even within this championship game, which was an absolute blowout, it still ended up one score, technically. Mm-hmm. And that I think that's a credit to the rules. I mean, I think if you're going to keep if you're going to get high ratings and retain those ratings, like keep those viewers the entire way through, these rules are the perfect way to do it because it keeps every single game exciting.
I love the fact that you say you're down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. You're down like 20 points even. You're down 20 points. If you score a quick touchdown, 9 points right there. And then you come back and you do the 4th and 15 and get it. And then you're right back in it.
Right. And it's like the USFL, you don't see anyone like eager to. I don't think I've seen a single 3-pointer attempted.
I don't know what you do if you're because the USFL, they have the rules in place.
Right.
And I don't know specific, like maybe it's just the old fuddy-dud coaches. Maybe you try
that's what I think it is, because it seems like the XFL coaching wasn't as heavy on NFL vets, it seems like, except for players, of course.
Yeah, they had players.
Yeah. I mean, you still have like Jim Haslett, a couple other players or coaches who have coached the NFL, but like still they seemed more eager to experiment with like the double 4 pass, to go for 3, things like that you're not seeing in the USFL. The USFL is more like business as usual football.
It is, and there's I I like it in that regard for some reason, but there's something special, and it kind of makes the XFL stand out a bit.
I think so too. I feel I don't know. Right now, if you were to ask me who has a better like on-field product, like I think it would be fairly even. But if you were to ask me who has a better like production like television product, then I think it would be hands down the XFL.
There's each league has their pluses and minuses. I think that'd be a really fun episode to do after the USFL ends, is kind of do like a look back at both leagues and see how they compare and contrast. Because
Right.
like obviously the USFL's TV deal, in my opinion, is much better than the XFL's TV deal. But I think the XFL in some regards doesn't take itself as seriously in some respects.
That sounds about right.
Which
I would agree.
these leagues is a bonus, because the biggest things we criticized about the XFL this year were when they took themselves a little too seriously, like when they canceled the beer snake, when The Rock gets a little too into himself,
Right.
when they
The
start
fact
to take themselves a little too seriously. That's when they start to get a little cringy, and I'm just like, oh, come on, we're having fun here.
I think my number one knock of the XFL this season was that the number one advertiser for the XFL was the XFL. Like it was like
I have that in my notes for my just like XFL Jim's retrospective, where I'm probably gonna cry in this video. Talking about the whole season and what it meant to me. But one of my criticisms was one thing that I really want to see next year, in year 2, is get some other sponsors and advertisers in there, because everything felt like it was just all The Rock stuff.
Yeah. Listen, like if you can't get ball raisers to sign on, then you're doing television wrong. You're doing anything sports related wrong if you can't get a Manscaped deal. We had a Manscaped deal.
I feel like anyone can get a Manscaped deal.
We had a Manscaped deal.
That should tell you something.
We will gladly take another Manscaped.
I'll take another one. I'll make several commercials.
Yeah.
I want to see more sponsors, and then I want to see better. This is our biggest criticism about the USFL year 1. I want to see more advertisements for the league itself, and better advertisements for the league itself. I feel like that's something that the USFL has done way better year 2, is posting on social media, interacting with people, and advertising the league much better. I feel like shout out to Fox for doing that for the USFL. I feel like we need to get ESPN. We need to kick someone in the nuts and get them to be like, hey, this is fun. You guys got good viewership. You have engaged fans. Market to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chase, let's take a look back at the XFL 2023. Actually, let's look even further back.
Okay.
So March of 2020, the height of the XFL's 2020 season, we're midweek. I just saw a post on Twitter by Sam Schwartzstein, who was basically shout out him for he was the main guy for coming up with the rules of the 2020 XFL. He's like the progenitor of this beauty that we have before us. He was talking about they were just about to send in for the trophy, and then league shut down. So I was in the darkest place I've ever been in my life.
Yeah. I hadn't watched a majority of the season, but I had just gotten into it.
Did you tune in at all to the AAF in 2019?
I think I saw like a couple games, but not enough to say that I was like an AAF fan. Like I was slowly becoming an XFL fan in 2020.
The AAF was like, so obviously like 2001 XFL, I'm a little kid. I'm like 7 years old. Right. So I'm not really paying attention to spring football, let alone most other sports.
Yeah.
I kind of looked back at that with a retrospective of loving it. The AAF is where I really kind of like started developing spring football. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. This will work. And then Vince McMahon announces the XFL coming back. I'm like, okay, I'm super hype about this.
Yeah.
I hadn't been doing any content stuff. So I'm just like, oh, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to get weird. I'm going to get into spring football. Shout out Jon Snow in the chat. What's up, my dude? And we did it. And it was awesome. It was fun. I went to 2 games. It was great. And then it shut down. I don't know what's going on. Then the USFL announces, okay, now we have this going on. Now we have The Rock buying the XFL. What's going on with that? And to see the season start up, be as good as it was, and finish is just mwah. It's everything I've wanted in life.
It's a shame that we have to say it, but you have to consider the fact that they played an entire season and had a championship game to be a overwhelming success.
Was it 2 spring football leagues in the last, like 15 years?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not uncommon in the slightest. I kind of think that right now, especially with the television deals that they have, I mean, you can say like the 80s USFL was the height of spring football, but I think we're living in the golden era of it right now.
I think we're about to. I think we said it for the USFL, and I'm going to say it for the XFL. The first hurdle is year 1. And then I think the next step, I think it's year 1, year 5, and then it goes by 5s. Like year 1, maybe year 3. Year 1, year 3, year 5, and then year 10. Those are my like goalposts. I want to see. That's fair. I want to see I want to get there first of all, and then I want to see like how the league develops. When do we start talking expansion? I know it's early now, but whatever. It's fun to do. It's fun to talk about. When do we talk about actually putting the teams in the markets?
In their respective markets. I think that'll make a huge difference for the USFL.
For the USFL, that'd be amazing. When do we actually see teams not flying out of Arlington, but actually staying in the markets for the XFL? When do we see like fan engagement with the teams in their cities? When do we see potential team owners?
Right. I think it's year 3.
I think that's a big one. I think year 3, because year 1, there's the novelty factor of it's starting and coming back. And there's like, even throughout the whole years, there's that novelty factor. Year 2 is kind of the prove it year, which is the USFL is going through it right now. And I think they're doing a really good job of proving it. And then year 3 is when you get, I would assume, the buy-in, where for people who saw it, like proven in year 2, now people are like, okay, this is something we can get into and potentially make money from.
Considering just how good the level of football in the USFL went from year 1 to year 2,
I'm so excited.
So much to be excited about for XFL.
I'm so excited.
So much.
The parity in the USFL this year compared to last year is drastically better.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Like that, the North in the USFL might have more parity than in any division in football.
Every team was what, 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. And at this point last year, I don't think we could have even foreseen a team beating the Stallions. We just had what, in my opinion, was the worst team beat the best team.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And 2 straight weeks, they beat good teams, which is insane.
Yes. I am extremely hyped for what the XFL could do in year 2, based on just what I'm seeing from the USFL. I'm so excited. I want to see better advertising. I want to see more sponsors. I want to see ESPN push it a little bit better. And I want to know if they do, I want to see what the whole draft situation is. I want to know what that's about.
Right. It's going to be, that's the thing about the XFL, especially with how many people that they got signed to some sort of contract out of this season. It's going to be interesting to see what they return and what it looks like. You have to start speculating about what coaches come back. Like, because it could be that there's a coaching change in Orlando. Terrell Buckley just decides it's not worth it. And next thing you know, Orlando's a decent team.
It could be. I mean, he could just be like, okay, yeah, I will still want to live in Florida and retire and not die.
Yeah.
This is killing me.
Yes, it is killing me inside every single time.
So you talked about players getting signed. So day 1 of their ability to sign contracts is open. Let's go through the list real quick. CJ Brewer, D lineman, Houston Roughnecks. Makes sense. He's on the Bucks now.
Yep.
Lucas Dennis, safety for the Battlehawks, is on the Falcons.
Okay.
Benedenucci is gonna. Do you think he's backing up Russell Wilson now for the Broncos? Do you think Benedenucci sees the field at all this year?
Possibly, yes. I think you're going to see 1 or 2 games.
I think he could. I don't think he'll be very good in those games.
Yeah,
because I feel like the worst of Benedenucci comes out when he's playing against the best opponents.
Let's see what Ben DiNucci looks like after he's been coached by Sean Payton for a little bit.
I do want to see that. Austin Faioli, D lineman for the Sea Dragons. He was awesome. He's on the Seahawks now. Jack Heflin, D lineman for the Roughnecks, on the Saints, your Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Antoine Jackson, D lineman for the Sea Dragons, on the Panthers. Nico Lalos, linebacker for the Seattle Sea Dragons, on the Saints. LaCall London, D lineman Battlehawks, is on the Falcons. John Parker Romo, we're both homo for Romo. He is now a kicker for the Detroit Lions. Bryce Thompson, safety, Seattle Sea Dragons, is on the Dolphins. And Barry Wesley, offensive line for the Seattle Sea Dragons, is on the Falcons. So right now, this is a bunch of the teams that were already knocked out. So these players had time to go and do that
right.
stuff. We will see defenders get here. We will see Renegades players. We will see there will be a big list.
You'll see a lot of that Defenders defense, you'll see a lot of that Renegades defense. Two names I'm thinking are probably get called next time we do this are Davin Bellamy and Santos Ramirez.
I 1000% agree. I would not be surprised to see. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Luis Perez get like a shot.
He deserves it.
Like he's just a good. I feel like he's great to have in the. Yeah, Jon Snow. Yes, he will get a shot because Russell Wilson blows. Danucci's going to get the shot. I think Perez is just a great. He's a quick learner. Like he can learn playbooks with it. I feel like he's a good scout team guy at the very least.
No, I agree. I at this point, the man deserves another shot. I would say after the way that he played down the stretch for the Renegades, like
dude, when he was tearing up for that trophy, I was getting it right in the field.
So good.
But with 50 players getting like training camp offers, I expect we see that number go up and up and up.
Yeah, I agree. I think you will see a lot of Renegades defense. You'll see a lot of Defenders defensive players.
What was your favorite part of the season?
Let's see.
I have an easy one for me.
I don't know. I think the Guardians beating DC.
That was so good.
That might be the top. That might be the tip top.
I stood alone on the mountaintop.
You did.
I stood alone.
I decided to not toot my own horn for this question, so I will say your call of the Guardians money line against the Defenders.
Mine was a stretch. Mine was week 7 to week 9, where every single game was a 1-score game every week.
Right.
Oh, and like that's where we really started getting into watching along on stream and like developing that. Oh God, it was some of the most fun I've had in years.
The live streams were hands down a highlight. Like those are so fun.
I'm glad. I don't know why I decided to do them, but it's been fun.
Because you owned the moment, Jim.
It's been fun. I'm so happy the XFL finished their season. I'm looking forward to year 2. What do we think of the USFL this week?
The week 5 craziness curse, I think.
I think so.
Because we had 4 dogs win. Fortunately, I was on 2 of them. I was not on the other 2 ones, which I mean were admittedly a little bit of a stretch.
You basically just murdered Saturday, and then you should have taken Sunday off.
Yeah, pretty much. I will say I think that New Orleans is a risky prospect for futures, even though they are the favorites now, because they will play to whoever's level that they are playing to. And they prove that they can't do that and win every single time against the Shodies on Sunday.
The Shodies might be just. I think Cole Kelly kind of unlocks something on this team.
Kind of legit. Which for me, I'm even though I'm hashtag not my Shodies because of Todd Haley. Good for Cole Kelly. I think Cole Kelly's looked pretty good. I think he's brought something out. The huge story has to be the Maulers. I think that was the last time, hands down, that we get the Maulers at plus money until they play a team from the South, I think. And I think that right now they're
the best team in the North.
They're starting to score touchdowns, and because they're starting to score touchdowns, the rest of the teams in the North have to be terrified.
So the USFL posted their power rankings this recently. Let me see what the actual standings are. They got to be. So right now they're technically number 2 in the North because of the point differential, but they're the best team in the North right now. I think. I don't know if I could say hands down because every team's probably pretty close, but their defense is the best easily. And if that offense is unlocked, like Chase is saying they're the best team. And
that's it. That's
super
the
live for the playoffs.
The best team. Yeah, for sure. I punched in, and I wish I would have done it last week because it was double this.
Yep.
But I just got them punched in at 7-1. I would really wish. I said I was going to do it and then just forgot, and it got locked whenever the game started. I wish I would have punched them at 14-1.
God, I wish I would have. Let's see. Do they have the power? No, they don't have them up. Okay. So I think I saw in the power rankings, Breakers are 1. What team do you think is number 2 in the power rankings right now?
Stallions.
It is not.
Maulers.
It is not.
Generals, then.
It is not.
Gamblers?
It is the Houston Gamblers, sir.
Okay.
It is the Houston Gamblers. I can't really knock it.
I can't disagree with it. Even without Kenji Bahar, they seem to be playing pretty well. They played against a team on Saturday that just kind of shot themselves in the foot over and over again. Granted, they've gotten 2 big wins. They've covered against the Breakers. I don't know. I think that's a little bit premature. I honestly, I would have the Maulers above all of them.
Yeah, let's do our power ranking. Let's do our USFL power ranking. So at 8, let's start at the bottom. I think I might put the Panthers, the Stars.
At the bottom, I'm going to put the Stars.
I'll put the Stars. It's between the Panthers or the Stars for me right now. 7, I would put the Panthers then.
Yes, 100%. 6 would be Shodies.
6, I'm thinking Shodies. 5, I would go Generals.
Yeah, 5 Generals, 4 Gamblers.
I'd go Stallions below Gamblers right now.
Yeah, Alex Magoo is fucking clown shoes. So yeah. So Stallions, Gamblers.
And then Generals. No, sorry. Do we already have the Generals? No, Generals at 3. And then I put the Maulers at 2, Breakers at 1.
Agree. I think
you could maybe flip the Generals and the Gamblers. I wouldn't hate either one.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the defense for the Maulers might be as good as any spring league defense that we've seen this year.
It was good last year. Their offense was just so terrible.
And it's not scheme. It's not necessarily scheme. They just have some dudes who win the line of scrimmage every single time, like Boogie.
Thank you. Boogie's top 3 favorite spring football player of all time, in my opinion, for me.
He's up. I agree.
Him.
Up there.
Death. Look at headlines, Chase. Let's take a look. Mauler Shodies. I hate that these teams are playing each other because I would love to fade at least one of them. Guess what? Maulers are a favorite. They're a favorite. Minus 2.5.
I was gonna say they have to be a 1.5, 2.5 favorite.
It's a road favorite though because this is in Memphis.
Give me the Maulers.
Maulers minus 2.5. The total's 41.5.
Give me the Maulers and give me the under.
Yep, I'm gonna take that under too. I'm still gonna take under Maulers games. Stallions Panthers. Stallions minus 5. Over under 44.5. I'm saying everything like a question.
The way that they're playing, I don't sprinkle, but I definitely play the Panthers in the points.
I'll probably take the Panthers plus 5. Should I do the rest of the show like this?
Yeah. Yes.
I would just kill myself. Breakers Stars. Guess the line. Guess the line for the Breakers Stars.
Breakers Stars. I'm going to say the Breakers are 7.5, 8-point favorites.
6.5. Total at 44.5. I'm gonna take the Breakers. I think there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
gonna take this over. I will take this. Shoot me in the fucking face. I'm taking the over one last time with these teams.
You know what? I am hesitant until the Breakers show me that they don't play to the level of competition that they're playing against. Give me the Stars and the points.
I don't hate that. Generals Gamblers. This is to our credit. Generals are minus 1.5.
Generals minus 1.5. Give me the. I'll probably sprinkle on the Gambies on the money line.
I'd probably sprinkle on the Gambies too. Over under 45.
Actually, you know what? I think the Generals might be the play there because I don't think that very much more can go wrong than it did in their last game. Yeah, Darius Victor just like forgetting the ball and just like, fumbles for what should have been stupid scores.
Usually does not do that.
No.
Usually does not do that. I was wondering, they had the XFL posted at the sports book, and I wanted to see if you get early look ahead futures. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So it looks like the XFL only does 1-year contracts. The one thing I would hate to see more than anything is these guys that are getting NFL contracts, they lose out on their contracts. If they come back to the XFL and they join a different team.
Right. I
want
them to like retain the rights. I want there to be some sort of continuity. to this. Like that's the big thing is like that's how like these USFL teams developed is they've had the same coaching staffs and they're getting the same players back. So I think whatever the USFL is doing to ensure continuity, that's exactly what the XFL needs to be doing.
Exactly. Jon Snow says fade the official USFL top 4 power rankings every week. Take the Shodies, Panthers, Stars, Gamblers.
It's bold. Let's see if it works out for him, Cotton.
Well, we'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on this right now.
Yep.
But now, Chase, it's that time of year. That special time of year.
Do you believe this is our third year doing this?
It's actually crazy. So we started in 2021, and now it's God damn. That's actually insane. We're doing this for 3 years. For those of you who don't know, around this time of year, me and Chase like to preview every single game of every single week of college football and NFL action. That one black guy says 3-year hype. Hell yeah, 3-year hype.
Let's get it.
It's week 0 in college football. It's week 1 for the NFL. So we don't have times for these games right now. So these probably aren't the order, but this is the order that we're going to do them in.
Right.
FIU at Louisiana Tech.
Give me La Tech against the airport.
Yeah, I'm going to take La Tech in that one too. Hawaii at Vanderbilt. I'm going to be all over Vandy.
Yeah, Hawaii was awful. I don't think there's anything that they could have possibly done to change that.
I think there is a small improvement in Hawaii, and by small improvement, I mean maybe they get 1 or 2 upsets at home.
Maybe I won't bet every single Hawaii under.
I'm betting. Well, I'm not going to bet this under because this is the kind of game where Vanderbilt actually could score like a shitload of points.
Yep.
Navy Notre Dame in Dublin, Ireland.
Listen, it's going to be ugly for Navy this year. It's going to be.
It's going to be. Are we just going to like go ahead and say right here we might be just fading the service academies this year?
Pretty much. You've neutered. You with the rules changes in college football, you have neutered the triple option. It will not work anymore. So, it's an easy play for Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. We're both lockstep for these first 3 games. San Jose State at USC. I think USC is going to have a really good year.
Yeah, I do too. USC.
This is one of the better teams Lincoln Riley's had under his belt. And Cliff is back too as an OC.
Yeah.
UMass at New Mexico State. This is the game to start the season with, baby.
That's right.
Give us the shit.
Give me New Mexico State at elevation.
I'm gonna take UMass. Here. This is our first disagreement. UTEP at Jacksonville State.
UTEP.
Yep, UTEP. Give me the El Paso, and then Ohio Bobcats at the San Diego State.
So we have Maction versus the Mountain West. How is that fair for me emotionally, Jim?
This is not fair. I mean, at least it's not a directional Michigan school.
Yeah. Since they're going west, they're changing about 2 time zones. Go ahead and give me Mountain Best powerhouse San Diego State.
I'm also going to roll San Diego State, and I'm looking to this total. I'm going to probably take the under. Week 0 is always a little bit easier to get through, folks. That's actually all the games for week 0. It's so much. It'll get nothing but longer from here on out.
Yeah.
There's so many more games in week 1. Oh my God. But now for the NFL week 1, Thursday night, the Lions at the Chiefs.
Give me the Lions.
Woo!
Super Bowl hangover.
The Chiefs do start slow, right?
The Chiefs start slow. The fact that you have the Chiefs, like half the people they had playing wide receiver, they don't have yet. So it will essentially just be Travis Kelce, which is enough to win a game typically. But I think the Lions are fucking for real this year.
Even with all the guys they're missing.
Still. Okay. Yep. I'm on the Lions here. Upset to start the season.
Lions for me as well. And give me John Parker Roma to make the game-winning kick. If there's a way I can bet on that,
if there's a God in heaven, that's how it will end.
If there's a God in heaven, Sunday, Panthers at the Falcons. I'm on the Falcons.
I'm going to say you're going to have the week 1 bump from Bryce Young because they don't have any tape on what the offense is going to look like. I'm going with the Panthers.
I'm going with the Falcons, and that's probably all Uncle Rico rubbing off on me.
Probably. He's very high.
He's so high on the Falcons, and I just talked to him like a few days ago. Texans at the Ravens.
I actually kind of like the Ravens to not only win the AFC North, but I like the Ravens to make a run at the Super Bowl this year.
I have the Super Bowl winning. I have the Ravens. I have a ticket on them winning the AFC.
Yeah, I probably will be joining you in that. So give me the Ravens there.
I did it before the contract was done being negotiated when that was all up in the air. I'm also on the Ravens. Bengals at the Browns. I'm on the Browns.
Was Uncle Rico said that this was a good spot for the Browns in week 1, that he was already locked in. Who am I to doubt him? Let's go Browns.
That's basically what I did too. It's like I'm going to take the Browns here. The Jags at the Colts.
I'm going to go with the Jags.
Yeah, I think the Colts might be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year.
It's possible. Like they're going to be going into their like 3rd straight year with a dog shit quarterback.
Who's their quarterback this year?
Well, I mean, it'll probably be Anthony Richardson, right? Since they took him like 4th.
Oh no, it's either him or it's
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, and as big of a Minshew fan as I am, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Bucks at the Vikings. I'm Vikings.
It's at 12.
It's at 12.
Vikings. Bucks are going to be terrible this year.
Yes, they are. The Titans at the Saints.
This is an interesting matchup. Let's go Saints. First game of the Derek Carr era is a dub.
Yeah, I think Derek Carr is a pretty noticeable improvement on what you guys have had for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
The 49ers at the Steelers. I think that could be a good game.
Yeah, give me the Steelers to start, especially if they're going to be starting Sam fucking Darnold in San Francisco.
Dude, the issue is I feel like you could put anyone back there for that 49ers offense and it'd be fine.
True. That's true. I'm still going to go with the Steelers. I think the Steelers got the pieces that they needed this year in the draft.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers as well. Cardinals at the Commanders.
Oh, God.
This is a shit game.
Might bet the tie in this one. Since they're at home, I'm just going to go with Commanders.
I'm going to go Arizona early on. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. The Packers at the Bears. Chicago, you've had it too good for too long, as in a pretty nice offseason. Give me the Packers, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers, too. Mostly because I think it feels like it would be like just a nice fuck you to Aaron Rodgers.
That too. The Raiders at the Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Broncos as well.
Until Raiders get rid of their coach, I'm not going to take him at all. Here's I didn't realize I haven't looked at my team schedule or anything like that.
It's a good game.
Dolphins at the Chargers, I think, is a great game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Dolphins here. On the best time to take the Dolphins is at the beginning of the season.
That's kind of
it gets hurt.
That's my take too. Is I think the Dolphins. I'm gonna take them early. Then they're kind of like it felt like Chiefs light a little bit, where people kind of caught on to what they were trying to do, just pure speed.
Right.
And started the season, I feel like that works really well. And
right.
I think the Dolphins are going to be better this year than they were last year. Give me the Dolphins right up. Eagles at the Patriots. Let me take the
Eagles. Yep.
The Rams at the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going to take Seahawks. Cowboys at Giants.
I wish I knew what was going to happen with Saquon Barkley before this was a thing. But I'm going to say Cowboys week 1.
I think so too. And then Monday Night Football, it's the Bills at the Jets.
Bills.
I'm going to take the Bills. I do think the Jets defense is still going to be really good. I think this could be a very interesting game, but I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah. This continues with my fuck Aaron Rodgers takes.
I think we only disagreed on 1 or 2 games for both college and NFL.
Well, when there's only 8 college football games, it makes it pretty easy.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I looked ahead to week 1. Let's do one game. TCU, Colorado. Just to shit on Colorado.
Oh, yeah, TCU.
Oh, God. this XFL post coitus is still affecting me and my ability to think.
Yeah. You need to sleep for like days.
I should have taken the week off of work. Chase, what do you got going on this week?
It is Preakness week. Second leg of the
Busy
Triple
boy.
Crown. Yeah, I will be all over the place. I will be on the Sports Gambling Podcast on Thursday. I'll be doing my own podcast, the Notorious OTB, on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. We'll have 3 episodes coming out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm always with this big galoot. We may or may not be picks porching Friday night. I have a feeling we probably will, though.
It's up in the air. Who knows? You guys know where to find me. I will have XFL Jim special XFL retrospective video coming out this week. Hopefully Wednesday, maybe Thursday. To be determined. And, around. If we don't picks porch it, we might do a little late night X-League stream.
X-League stream. Yeah.
We might do a little
down. I'm actually down for that. That would be perfect.
I'm going to try and get that worked out too while I'm kind of sorting through all this stuff. But tune in. Follow us on Twitter. Follow Chase on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. That's where you find most of the updates for what's going on.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate you. We love you.